Hey, this is PH and welcome to Good Bible Knowledge with PhD. In this set of videos, I want to answer common questions about the Bible in a fun and creative way, and I hope these videos will be helpful for your own spiritual journey in Jesus. Let's get started. Who is the wife of noble character? The book of Proverbs appropriately ends with a beautiful poem about a wife of noble character. In chapter 31, starting in verse 10, Proverbs contains an acrostic poem exalting the noble wife. Each of the 22 verses begins with a consecutive letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and verse 10 begins with a rhetorical question: a wife of noble character, who can find? The writer suggests that such a woman is rare and is more precious than jewels. And what follows is not a checklist of the perfect woman, rather it is a lyrical picture of a virtuous woman in the eyes of the Lord. She is a person who fears the Lord and exemplifies the wisdom described throughout the book, and thus brings great blessing to everyone around her. One of the important qualities of a wife of noble character is that she brings blessing to her family. Proverbs 31 speaks of the fact that her husband has the utmost confidence in her and her abilities and talents. Husbands of such wives are advised to appreciate the fact that with such a woman he will lack no good thing all the days of his life. The next 7 verses go on to describe the various activities of a woman of noble character. She is hardworking and industrious, skilled in trade and agriculture and management. And through her, God's blessing not only pours out on her family, it extends to the community, to the poor, and to the needy around her. In verse 23, it says her husband is well regarded in the company of community leaders. This is due to the fact that he is held up by such a virtuous and godly woman. Though she may not carry an official position of leadership, her influence is clearly felt because of her servant's heart, her love, and her support of her husband. The writer goes on to say she's not only well dressed, but more importantly, she's clothed in spiritual strength and dignity. She possesses a faith that has no fear of potential threats in the future, and her speech is filled with godly wisdom, spiritual truth, kindness, and gentleness. The world may exalt a woman for her appearance, her power, and her wealth. But here in verse 28, it says, the woman of noble character, for her children and her husband, they will rise up and call her blessed. And this represents the considerable honor that God gives to the woman who honors him. This treatise on the woman of noble character is concluded in a beautiful proverb. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. It is this picture of virtue and nobility coupled with humility and honor that stands in contrast to the world's definition of beauty. True beauty finds its source and strength in a heart that fears the Lord. A woman of highest praise is the woman who looks to the Lord with reverence and worship, who clings to what is good and hates what is evil, and who lives according to the principles of wisdom described in the book of Proverbs. This picture of the noble woman is a fitting conclusion to the book of Proverbs, as she exemplifies reverence for the Lord, hard work, wise investment, the proper use of time, careful planning, acts of love and compassion for others, strong familial bonds, and the ability to share her wise counsel and godly values with others. The book of Proverbs promises that these qualities lead to blessing, honor, and quality of life. Men and women alike can learn from this poetic portrayal of a beautiful woman. Thanks for listening to another episode of Good Bible Knowledge. We'll see you next time.